Property Tribes on location at the Southampton Boat Show. Nick and I are very keen sailors and we come every year for some inspiration. It's a really great day out. Now, as you know, we're big advocates of holiday lets. We've seen holiday lets on water because in the background you can see a new concept by a British company called Marina Boats. And with landlords looking for alternative investments because of Section 24, this could be a definite possibility because the returns are very, very attractive. As you can see, it's a floating home. It's got tremendous Airbnb potential. It's a British company and it was a concept developed by Aidan and Daniel, and we're going to go on board and meet them and find out more. First of all, Aidan, tell us a little bit about the concept and how you came up with these wonderful kind of floating marina homes.
So the concept was developed when I used to sit on my boat in the marina. A lot of people used to come down their boats at the weekends and they never used to go out. They used to just sit there and have a picnic, maybe sleep on it if you were lucky. So I thought, why don't you build something with more space on it, but quite small so it's cheap to moor, and fill up the marina spaces that are available.
Fantastic. And Daniel, when I came down here, I had my investment hat on and I said to you, oh, I can see that maybe these might work on an investment basis to rent out on a nightly basis.
Exactly that. It's done really well, actually. Well, the 25-foot version is set up specifically to be a hotel room. So essentially, we've used a number of different formats like Airbnb to be able to get a really good return on our investment so far, really.
Well, let's talk about the returns that are possible because the model we're sitting on now is around 97,000, is that right?
Yes, so this one's 97,000. And we do 3 different ranges. So we do a 28, which starts at 107, and then we do a larger one. It's not ideal for renting, but it's good for living on. That's about 134,000.
And Daniel, you've had some success yourselves running your own kind of Airbnb floating boat home business, and it's kind of you've proved the kind of concept that there is demand for this kind of temporary accommodation.
Exactly that. So we wanted to prototype it to be able to take to marinas and places where they do have a lot of watered areas, as well as like tourism for Scotland and something like that. So be able to make some more money from their spaces, because the space on the land is being used up and it's very expensive on the bricks and mortar side of things. So yeah, it kind of fits the bill. We actually took almost a 40% return from our first unit, which is unheard of anything that I've ever dealt with on the land.
That's fantastic because they rent out for around 150 a night, is that right?
Yeah, so we had it set up that from Friday, Saturday through Sunday it was 150, and then from Monday to Thursday was £100 per night. But because of the occupancy we had, we could probably push that up quite a lot and still get a decent occupancy.
Well, if you think about a purchase price of 97,000, I don't know too many bricks and mortar properties that would achieve such a return. And I think, a lot of landlords are looking for alternative investments because of the changing tax regime for landlords. And if you have a kind of Airbnb type business, it's not affected by this dreaded Section 24 that is really deterring landlords from investing in buy-to-let. Have you had a lot of interest from sort of property investors and landlords looking for alternative kind of investments?
Very much so. So I'd probably say 30 or 40% of the people that actually come on board think, oh, this would be great to rent out, or where could we do it? So what we're trying to do is actually get on board with a lot of the marinas, because the big players are on board at the moment, but it's a case of using the smaller, more local, that you can have a little bit more control over, to be able to have a number of units there rented out, getting the income back for the investors as well as the marina, bringing more younger people into the marinas, which at the moment a lot of the boaty people are getting older and they're moving away from having boats, and the new generation isn't coming back into the marinas, so they need to enhance their income from different ways and means, really.
I mean, there are some logistical things. I know there's beds on board, which is a good way to advertise such a proposition as this as well. Then obviously you would need the management, the changeover of the bedding, the linen and all those bits and pieces. But you're working with the marinas to actually be able to kind of supply those services, aren't you?
Well, it's whatever suits better for the marina and the particular location. Bez on Board have done a very good job with a few marinas there and taking over everything. And I think they're looking to expand in that direction as well. But it's not so much that we're looking to be the management aid, if you like, with it. It's more of a case of helping the individuals get to a stage where they can manage it themselves and then stepping away.
Now, Aidan, we saw you on that wonderful programme, My Floating Home, which I don't know if anybody watching this saw it, but I was literally in tears at the end because you built one of these for your dear dad, who's now living on board. And did you ever think that that kind of concept would translate to what you're seeing now with so much interest from people thinking about using it as an investment?
Yeah, I kind of thought it would go one or two ways. It would either just die a death or it would explode, and it's had a massive impression, especially at the boat show and stuff. And I think it will go far.
Yes, because you've moved into a bigger factory now as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we've expanded 3 times, and now we've got a factory, and we're even talking about maybe another factory now because we're outgrowing that one already.
Oh, brilliant. And just as we close out here, Daniel, we'll show a few shots actually during the interview, but you've done them to a very high specification. And I can see, I would quite happily sit here all weekend just looking out and enjoying the comfort on board. It's a really great concept. So done to a very high specification.
Yeah, I mean, and thanks very much. But everyone gets a little bit better in comparison, and we've done a few things. Aidan's had a massive involvement in choosing certain products to be able to make it feel a little bit bigger, make it a bit bigger here, a bit more space here, a little bit more storage there. Some really clever storage ideas to make certain that you feel like that you can be comfortable on board and store what you need to.
Well, I think it's a fantastic idea, and just to say, I think it's so great, a young British company doing this, and congratulations to both of you, because I think you've created almost a new kind of category of what you've done with the Marina Boats. So thanks very much for chatting to us, and if anybody's got any questions, do drop them on the thread below, and hopefully the guys be happy to come and answer them. And if anybody wants to come and see you and actually look around on some of the different models, they can come and see you where?
At Southampton Boat Show.
And after that?
In our workshops in Southampton.
Fantastic. All right, thank you very much for being part of Property Tribes TV.